the terms vertical angles? Vertical angles meaning they are opposite angles, okay? The opposite, you want to hear vertical angle? Meaning the opposite angles are congruent, okay? This sign right here, that's represent congruent. Congruence meaning it's exactly the same measurement, okay? I can say angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent angle. Also angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent, okay? They are opposite to each other. When I say the word adjacent angles, this just means next to, okay? When they're next to, they can be forming supplementary. The two adjacent angle can form a straight line. We call it is a supplementary angles, okay? They will measure up to 180 degrees, okay? Later on, you can hear the word linear angle. Still means the same thing. Okay, in this case, if you see these examples right here, okay, let me change the color. Okay, it is adjacent, the two angles are adjacent to each other, and those two angles, okay, let me write adjacent and supplementary. Meaning they're next to it, but they will add up to 180. I can write the measurement of angle A, B, C. Remember, when I said angle A, B, C, hold on, let me finish this up. Okay, plus the measurement of angle C, B, D is add up to 180. Okay, these are the important information that you need to know. Okay, the B, okay, that B is important. As long as that B is right in the middle, it tells you that is my angle. But if you have multiple angles, make sure you write you measure. Give me 3 letters. Okay, you can also say angle, the measurement angle CBA, or the measure of angle BDC. They're exactly the same because angle B is right in the middle. If I say measure of angle ABC is 120 degrees, and then the measure of angle CBD, therefore, is unknown at this point, is add up to 180. Remember, I'm going to do the inverse operation. So the measure of angle X is 60 degrees. Measure angle X is therefore it is the measure of CBD is 60 degree. Okay. Also, when you hear this piece of information right here, okay, for some reason I cannot get the okay, it is what we call complementary. Complementary angles. You also hear the word right angle. They add up to 90. If their two lines is intersecting each other, in a two straight line intersecting each other, I can say angle is 20 degrees. Okay, let's say if angle 8 is 20 degrees, if angle 8 and angle 6 are vertical angle, meaning they are measure up to 20 degrees. So this right here is 20 degrees, okay? And then as over here, we said that angle 6 and angle 5 add up to 180. Remember, they are adjacent and they are a straight line, and they're supplementary to each other. Therefore, angle 5 is 160 degrees. If angle 5 is 160 degrees and they're vertical with angle 7, that should give me 20 degrees. Oh my goodness. Equals to 160 degrees. So therefore, it's 160 degrees. Okay, let's say I have this one right here. Okay, oopsie. Okay, let's say I'm gonna give you this 2 line. Okay, and then I'm gonna have something. Okay, let's say I just give you that. You cannot make an assumption of that 2 lines gonna get cut. It doesn't mean anything unless I'm gonna tell you. If line A is parallel, okay, you're gonna see that this sign right here is parallel to line B. If I give you that information, line A is parallel to line B. Okay, and that line will get cut by a transversal line. Let's say I'm going to say transversal. Okay, by line L. Okay, what does that mean? That means you are going to have a lot of relationship between angles. Alternate interior, they can be corresponding, they can be alternate exterior, but doesn't mean they are the same. Unless they tell you that they are parallel lines, that is the important information, parallel lines. Oopsie. Okay, what does that mean? Angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. Because they're vertical angle, meaning the opposite angles and the measurement are the same. Okay, you're gonna say angle 3 is congruent to angle 2. They're also vertical angles. You can also say angle 5 is congruent to angle 7. They're also vertical angles. And then angle 8 is congruent to angle 6. They're also vertical angles. Okay. You can also say, so these are vertical angles. You can also say that angle 1, angle 1 and angle 5. Oops, I need the angles. Angle 5. You can also say angle 3 is congruent to angle 6. You can also say angle Angle 2 is congruent to angle 8. You can also say angle 4 congruent to angle 7. This is what we call corresponding. Okay. You can also make these conclusions. Let's say you're going to say angle 3 is congruent to angle 8. Angle 4 is congruent to angle 5, and they are alternate interior angle. What it means is they are inside the 2 parallel lines and they opposite from each other. Okay, later on you're gonna hear the word alternate exterior angle. Okay, let's take this example. Okay, let's say I want you to find all angle measurement. Okay, let's say I'm going to ask you to find and the measurement. Remember that little m tells you the measurement of angle K, Q, R, which is this angles right here. Okay, and then I want you to find measurement, angle, BQN. I also want you to find the measurement of angle KQB, and then a measurement of angle RQN. Okay, before you're able to find that measurement, you need to find out what X is. Okay, usually they give you angle measurements. In this case, you don't know what X is for that to work, but you know this relationship. Okay, you know angle K. Let me get this. You know angle, this angle. Oh my goodness, I cannot get this. This angle right here. Okay, it is congruent to this angle right here. Okay, we call that vertical angles. So you have the vertical angles given. You just don't know their actual measurement, but you know they're vertical. Remember, when I said vertical angles, the measurements are the same. Okay, if the measurements is the same, you're gonna say the measurement of the measurement. Okay, the measurement of angle KQB is congruent or equals. Let's say, since I use the word measurement, I'm going to use the word equals to the measurement of angle RQN. If I know angle KQB is 3x, and I know angle RQN is x plus 30, okay, if I find out what x is, I'll be able to find, I'll be able to substitute it in and find the angle measurement, okay. That's 2x, that's 30. I divide both sides by 2. That should give me 15 degrees, okay. Oops, my 15 is a mess. 15 degrees. Okay, once I have that 15 degrees, I'm going to take, okay, so that should give me, so therefore I can go back to substitute angle QRB is 45 degrees, and angle RQN is 45. If that's 135, this has to be 135 as well, because they are opposite there. Get cut by a transversal. Okay, I can say that angle, I can find all 6 angles. I can find all the 6 angles at this point. I know angle 1. Oops, I know angle 1 and angle 2, they are the same, because if 2 lines are parallel, they get cut by transversal, they are corresponding to each other. I also know that this angle self and this angles, they are corresponding to each other. Okay, and I know angle 2 and n plus 90, they are supplementary, and they add up to 180. But that's not what the question is asking you. The question is asking you, what is my measurement of angle 1 and a measurement of angle 2? We don't have that information, but we know their adjacent angles has a value. Okay, but then we know that we can set up this question, this problem for n is equals to n plus 90, because they are corresponding angle. I know they're corresponding, and they must be the same measurement. Remember what I said earlier? When they are parallel, you can determine that relationship. Okay, once I find out what n is, I can substitute it back to give me that angle measurement. So n is 30. If I know n is 30, I'm going to substitute 4 times 30. That will give me 120 degrees. Okay, remember this and this right here, these angles right here, they are corresponding, so their measurements are the same. Okay, let's say I'm going to put, and this is angle 3. And that's angle 4. Okay, let's say angle 2, actually it's not, let's say there are facts. 2 and 3 measure up to 180 because they are adjacent angles and they're next to each other, so they can add up to 180. If they're 180, I can say angle 2 is 60 degrees. Okay, and then I can say angle 1 is 60 degrees as well, because angle 1 and angle 2, they are corresponding to angle, and